Yes, just like we said, it's a hard conversation to have and sometimes very hard to dive into yourself back in the years and be able to pull out some of these stories and be able to share them. But again, if that story is going to change one person's life, even if it's just one, we're not speaking to everyone. Just one person is enough. If the transformation happens in that one person, that means that their generation, their whole generation has been helped. And so that is what that is where we want to go, because some of these stories we hear, we read them on BBC, we watch them on Al Jazeera. You know how a certain rich man was told to go and take, you know, how many virgins so that he can get their riches. Even the devil is using some of these things. But knowing that it's not just robbing you of your virginity, but is literally killing your destiny as a person, because there's things you will never believe in. There are things, the pain that you will carry with you, the trauma that you will carry with you. So I believe it's more than just protecting your virginity. I think that's the smallest bit.
Exactly.
The least bit of it we should be even concerned about.
And you know the saying that for every person you sleep with, it's a spirit you're entangled with.
The body count.
Yeah.
In the
Spiritually, in the
that's
spiritual.
what marriage is in the word.
Yes.
When you become one with the person in the body, you become one flesh. Meaning whatever they have been carrying.
You know, when people listen to that, they feel like it's now a cliche. You know, pastors use that to intimidate. It's not.
But you know, we are spirits.
Unless you
we are
had a
spirits
story
first.
of someone
It's
who...
not intimidating. It's the truth.
And we are spirits
take
first.
it or leave it. It remains
the truth,
truth. That when you look at your body count, when you look at the number of bad omens that you've had in your life, sometimes you can even trace it to a particular person and say, ever since I started being with this person, these things have actually befallen me. And until I put something right, my whole life is in shambles. A person can come into your life and shatter the rest of your life. I'm telling you. The rest of your life. And that is the only thing. Why? Because they found you when your guards were down. They found you at a place where you were so desperate, or they found you at a place where you thought you were not beautiful enough.
Very vulnerable.
Because on one of our Friday shows, Hold My Hand, there's something that I really felt on my heart to speak about, that if the enemy does not attack your knowledge of God, they attack the knowledge of yourself, and that is the inadequacy that you feel. So it becomes like a much simpler angle to go through, because now you're thinking, oh, God is big, you know, God is gracious, God is everything. But again, how about if you have a hole in yourself, then you're going to be inadequate, and that enough is enough to shake you and to put you off the ground. So you realize that whatever we are aiming at is much bigger than just saying that, you know what, keep your virginity so that your man will find you a virgin. No, it's preserving your life.
Yeah.
Your whole identity.
Your identity, your destiny as
your
a person.
Children's children.
Yes, that's true.
Yeah, and your heritage, your legacy, and you being able to speak. Yes, I know that even when you have some regrets, you can speak up and be able to help other people. But again, the lessons that you pick and the ones that you practiced, those ones are very, very vivid and very strong for you to be able to speak into someone's life that I was able to actually do this. That is possible. Like, it is possible. No one say this is impossible.
Yes,
I know in this generation, the things that we've gone through are the same.
Yeah.
I mean, the number of men that will come hitting on you are the same. The tactics they will use are the same. They have never invented more pickup lines. Okumanya men are very weak.
Are they that shallow?
And, not really shallow, but I think they're like the same pickup lines, some tricks, some monkey games, you know?
Yeah.
Sorry. They are not going to say anything new. So they will, you know, if you have no dignity, they will even, you see, guys go to nightclubs. They're being used in cars. They're being used on grass. Just imagine banana plantations in this generation.
Yes. And actually, then people go to hoe in the bar and someone is like, my car is free. How much are you paying me? And then it goes down. And someone comes back to the club. And also someone takes
another one. Like, yes. Even some houses have turned into lodges, guest houses. Someone just says,
I tell you, I drive my fuel and take it to my home for what? When I have my car. and we can park somewhere dark.
So are people who
There's
without
no
dignity,
dignity.
bala benaku, bala benaku.
Dignity.
But I think
There
we
is
should
no
also,
response.
we should also,
Like,
but then you should also question, why doesn't this human being have dignity? What is the root?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's always the people lack
and
self-esteem.
that is where actually we left off, where
Yes.
you really felt like we should be able to talk, to speak to this girl.
Yes.
It's very possible that she fell in the hands of people that never fully guided her or even put perimeters for them. Or they even have grown up in a generation. Have you seen the Gen Zs of late? And the kind of audacity and the kind of confidence. And
Entitlement.
Entitlement.
Yeah.
Like, toina mugamba.
Yeah.
Whether you're a
entitled
parent, whether
generation.
you're, as in, clearly, you have nothing. I will do anything that I want.
Yeah.
But again, the repercussions are going to come in heavy. Yeah. I hated my father at some point, and my mother, for refusing me to go for some parties.
But when you
but
grew up,
again, right now, I'm like,
you knew they were
Thank the good Lord.
Yes.
Thank
because
God.
then I don't know what would have happened.
Would have
there.
happened. That's
You
Whoever
go
grew
and
up.
you compromise on one thing. Maybe they've spiked your drink, and one thing happens,
Well,
leads
yeah,
to
leads to
another.
another.
And before you know it, you're a teenage mother. Before you know it, you've dropped out of school. Do you see the chain of events that come following each other? That
Yes.
it's nearly like the devil is gloating somewhere and is saying, "Oh my God, I
just
got
need
her
to
and I
start
got
with
her good."
Her having sex, and then I know where her life will end.
Yeah.
And-
And
exactly.
again, within the Gen Z, anyway, even Gen X people had issues with us, but still the Gen Zs, which is seemingly now, the new thing, I feel that there's an agenda, want it or not anyway, it's now a whole
there's an
situation of agendas, yeah? I think
Everyone is driving something.
everyone is driving something. Probably in our eras, it was more of now taking away the virginity talk, so that we don't hear it.
Yeah, but now there's something.
So
more
now
driving.
it's even far above and beyond.
Yeah.
And it comes in the disguise of love, rights,
Ah,
love who you are,
freedom.
freedom, you know.
Be who you want to be.
Be who you
Do
want to be. Do you. I know. Self-love.
I'm telling you.
Miss Independent.
Oh, goodness. That's
Your
true.
truth.
Your truth.
How can
I
the
know.
truth be yours?
Yeah, so I
You
think
know English has been spoiled. Nearly everyone
Yeah,
has a
your
meaning
truth.
now.
yeah. So I think even as now the older people who have probably gone through life and seen it to a certain degree are able to speak into or have even authority over the lives of these so-called Gen Zs but even the churches sort of fear talking about these things. Even parents, we're sort of in a bubble of
The
leave
thing
my
is,
child.
there's a level of exposure on so many things, on so many people, that the moral authority of some people has been tainted and punched holes through, that some people cannot even have the moral authority to say anything
speak.
in this generation, which is very bad. Because again, we need those pillars that will stand and give a resounding warning and say, you know what, if you are not careful with that kind of trajectory, this is where you're headed. So for me, the people, the father figures and the pillars that we had spoke about virginity in a way that made you want to identify with a movement, with a way that made you feel like this is very important, with a way that made you feel like, okay, the person that I will eventually give this gift to will actually value it. And that is where I want to ask, do people value virginity in this era? Because I've seen divided conversations where men are saying, I don't want a virgin. And where other men are saying, we want the virgins. Definitely, there will always be the traditional ones, and there will always be the chikubu chite, like tugende, chikubide,
Wherever.
I know. There are those who are like, why would I want a virgin?
Yeah.
I want someone that has experience. Which I think those conversations also have brought a lot of confusion in people's minds, girls' minds, and both girls and boys' minds. And they're thinking, so now, what do they want?
Okay. Maybe. Can I go first?
Yeah, please do.
Okay. So the word is very clear. Don't be unequally yoked. And I think it's about a value system. When you find somebody who carries the values that you carry, they will definitely value it. Because like I told you, for me, I gave myself wholly unto the Lord and He led me into a marriage. But those are the things that He prepared me in how to walk in sexual purity. he did convict me until I got to a place where I'm like, okay, I'm giving myself in.
I'm done, yeah.
And all. And trust me, there is something that me and my husband have because we know there was something that we did keep. There are things that you can't say about him and you can't say about me because of that. So when you find a man who is really after the heart of God,
The same
and they-
value.
Exactly, they've been
Value,
prepared
that's
how you have been prepared. Let me tell you, unless you're finding someone who is faking the church thing, if you're finding a man who is really submitted under Christ, for us, we never even had the conversation of, can we have sex? We knew we were walking in purity even before we came together. So that's something that we couldn't talk about. But then you find someone who is in church, tongue speaking. And you have to convince your boyfriend to walk in purity. So there is really a difference of what? Of values. But
There
also
are double
having,
standards in church.
also having to wait. Because I believe if I wait for a man to be prepared and I am prepared, we are going to be in sync to a certain level. We are going to be compatible to a certain degree. Otherwise, if you want to rush and go in with a man, because that kind of conviction
They're
for a
available
man,
everywhere.
Exactly. And that kind of conviction for a man only comes from the Lord. Because there are things my husband used to say before we were married, and it goes like, the Lord said, I need to respect you. And for him, it was a responsibility of he was answerable to someone. So unless a man is answerable or a woman is answerable
To a higher power.
thank you so much. There
Yeah.
are things that that won't be important to them, that won't really be
Won't
of
even
value.
cross their mind.
They won't even, yes.
Yeah.
So
Although-
it all goes back to what
Value,
values do
yeah.
you have? Are you, just don't go for someone because he's a man of God and is speaking in tongues at
And
church.
slaying.
Yeah, we have
Yeah.
many of those that are fake.
Exactly.
true,
Be
that's true.
around him, hear his talk. If this man dares to tell you anything outside
fruit is he
purity,
bearing?
you thank you. You
Yeah.
just know that one is a mufere in church. Kubanga je bali.
The-
Here, there. Yes.
But also,
Values.
I think now I would just ponder on the fact now, like there was the Glovimo movement, and clearly there's a whole generation of people who walked that movement. One would wonder, what did they continue to speak into the lives of the generation after
children,
them,
maybe.
or the
That's
children?
the thing. I think it,
What
it
happened?
died off somewhere.
What happened?
Maybe the proprietors did not take it beyond our
vision,
generation, but maybe they thought it would be a self-driven vision that the people that have been, ignited
Will be
should have been able to
ambassadors to
carry
it.
the torch, which we were not able to carry the torch. Because remember, that generation disappears into boardrooms, it disappears into, workspaces, it disappears everywhere. So you remain a Christian that knows your values, that has prepared yourself and kept yourself for marriage, that lands into a good marriage. Well, if God blesses you, lands into a good marriage, but you're swallowed up by everything else and you're
Yeah.
not able to
speak.
to go ahead.
Yeah.
Now, the reason as to why I feel these conversations are so important is because it ignites the fire, number one, in our fathers who thought that our job was done, that your job is not done,
Yeah.
mister.
Yeah.
Pick up the mantle and keep going. And even to the parents, that, by the way, this talk should not die. Your children should know that, by the way, their bodies are very important and no one has a right to touch them. And then they should not just give out. They have a right. They have the key. If they can say yes or they can say no. But should they say no, that no should be bold and in capital letters,
Yeah.
without any apology and without explanations. But these days, do you see how girls have lost a sense of value, of they have to explain even about that? That is not how it's supposed to be, and I'm a Christian.
Then no,
Then
it's
who are
still
you
wanting,
explaining to?
Yeah.
And even when we try to broaden it to the non-Christians, because so many people are watching us that are really non-Christians or they belong to other denominations. I think the issue of value is not just for Christians.
Yeah.
It was an African thing.
The issue of value is individual. That I have my laid values.
Yeah.
That if I'm not going to have sex before marriage, that is my value. And I've usually said that where values are straight and set, decisions are easy.
Amen.
Yeah.
Because then the values are already set. So you have convictions and you are convicted about something that you already set. So you're saying, no, this one I can't do. You're saying, that's my kind of thing. Well, fellowship, let's go. A reading club, let's go.
You know where to be and not
you
where
know
to
where
be.
to be, where not to be, when to be there, what to
company
do
to
there,
keep.
which company to keep. Like you have your
Easy.
values straight. But how many of us even know the values that we have?
Many
Do we
people
even
are-
have any in the
people
first
don't have
place?
values.
So many people don't.
They don't even know what values to have because many people come from broken homes.
And I think the assignment
And,
that we are giving to them right now is
Yes.
sit
Have
down
a val-
and draw a
Exactly.
roadmap of your
Yes.
life. Have
Yeah.
values
Your
as a
principles,
person.
your
Yeah.
morals, what you do, what you don't do, what you why your life should move a certain kind of way.
They protect you.
Yes.
They
Yeah,
do protect
they do
you.
protect you, that's
And they preserve your dignity. And then you are known for something. You stand for something. Do you know
Yeah.
how good that feels? When someone looks at you and is like, that one, don't bother. Don't waste your
Good.
time.
Yeah, true.
Like, this is who she is. It's okay if they call you spiritual, overly spiritual.
Overly
It's
spiritual,
okay.
yeah.
Church thing too much.
That's so true.
It's okay because then it protects you from every Dick, Tom, and Harry who thinks they should
Exactly.
bring their Magalu and
It's
touch
like
you.
it's a hate
or
on
their
your
mawads.
life.
Yeah, it
Exactly.
is.
No one
is.
can pass it. They
Exactly.
know that one. Don't bother her with that. It's
So
not
there's a
going
boundary,
anywhere.
and if
Yes.
they are crossed, they're electrocuted, as
Yeah.
in a bad way.